There are many games people play for fun, for thrill, for adventure. But some games are not meant to be played. Some games invite things into your life that you can never get rid of. The midnight game is one of the most infamous paranormal rituals. Some believe it was created as a pagan punishment, a test of bravery. Others think it's nothing more than an urban legend. But those who have played know the truth. Tonight, we explore real stories of people who played the midnight game and wished they never had. Before we dive into these terrifying stories, let's first understand what the midnight game really is. It is said that the game originated from an ancient pagan ritual meant to punish those who disobeyed sacred laws. Over time, it transformed into a modern horror ritual played by thrill-seekers and skeptics alike. How to play. Write your full name on a piece of paper. Prick your finger and let a drop of blood fall onto the paper. Place the paper in front of your door. At exactly midnight, knock on the door 22 times with the final knock at 12 a.m. Open the door and blow out the candle. Close the door immediately. Relight the candle. The game has begun. Now, you must survive until 3:33 a.m. If your candle goes out, relight it within 10 seconds. If you fail, the entity may get you. Story number 1. The Boy Who Never Spoke Again. It was the summer of 2009 when 3 friends, Jake, Ryan, and Ethan, decided to play the midnight game. They were skeptical but excited for a thrill. They followed every step carefully, convinced nothing would happen. Everything seemed fine for the first hour. Then, Jake swore he saw something, a shadowy figure in the corner of the room. But the others didn't see it. Then, at exactly 1:43 a.m., Ethan screamed. His candle had blown out. He fumbled with his matches, trying desperately to relight it. But in those few seconds, he felt breath on his neck. When he finally got the flame back, Ryan's face was pale. "You weren't alone," he whispered. The game ended at 3:33 a.m., and they thought they were safe. But the next morning, Jake refused to speak. Not a word. He never told anyone what he saw that night, and to this day, he remained silent. Story number 2, The Shadows That Never Left Ashley and her 2 cousins, Luke and Bella, played the midnight game on Halloween night. They didn't believe in ghosts, but they wanted a good scare. At first, everything was fine. Then, Bella's candle blew out. That's when they heard it. Knocking. Slow, deliberate, echoing through the empty house. But no one was outside. Then, Bella gasped. A tall, shadowy figure stood at the end of the hallway, motionless, watching. They ran, they hid, they survived. But even after the game was over, the shadows never truly left. Bella swears she still sees them, standing at the corners of her room at night, waiting. Story number 3, The Whisper in the Ear. A man on Reddit once shared his experience playing the midnight game alone. He followed every rule. But something went wrong. Halfway through, he heard whispering. At first, it was faint. Then, it became clearer. It called his name. The next morning, he woke up with deep scratches down his back. And his door, though locked, was wide open. The science, or paranormal, behind the midnight game. Some believe the midnight game is nothing more than a psychological test, a way for your mind to play tricks on you in the dark. Others claim it opens a portal, summoning a supernatural entity known as the Midnight Man. But what if it's both? Final thoughts and warnings. Whether you believe in it or not, one thing is certain. Many who have played the midnight game report terrifying experiences they can't explain. Some games should never be played. Some doors should never be opened. Because once you invite something in, you can never be sure it leaves. So, are you brave enough to try? Or will you listen to those who regret ever playing? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this terrifying tale, make sure to like, subscribe, and share for more horror stories. And remember, never play the midnight game alone.